Dude, check it out.
What's up, everybody? Leon's here, and it looks like he brought something. Is it a coffin?
It is a Quantum Industries 3-space, what is it? 3-space Pro Tour case.
Nice. So this is basically like a updated version of something like a Scott Dixon case, or
Yeah, Scott Dixon case.
the tinfoil hat of cases,
The Campbell soup can of cases.
the crumbled Crystal Pepsi can of cases.
The medieval torture device of guitar cases.
It actually does kind of look like one of those.
Like an
one
Iron
of those
Maiden.
things you get in where it has spikes only where the dick is. Actually, I went to a place in Prague where they had devices just like that. There was a museum of torture. And I went in the museum. You walk in there and there's things you put your little wiener in and it clamps down, and
Did you try it out?
I bought one.
Ah,
Brought one home for Ethan too. So why did you get this?
so basically I had a case that I was a little unhappy with, and I reached out to these guys and they sent me one of these to check out, so I thought I'd bring it over.
Cool. How are we gonna test this? I mean, it's not like we can go tour right now.
I think we can put this thing through some real world applications where, you know, we can simulate your typical disgruntled TSA worker handling it.
I want to see if we can mess this thing up before we even take it out of the box. It's already been damaged in one way or another. I think that was from your face, though.
Yes!
So the Quantum Industries box has survived the stairs in my backyard, so that's good. Can it survive the balcony? Well, why don't we just unbox this thing in my backyard, because that's ghetto. You got a knife on you since you're from LA or whatever?
Ah.
Actually, this looks kind of fancy.
It is
I feel
fancy.
kind of bad now. Let's unsheath this penis.
It's fucking nice looking, man.
Actually, this is like surprisingly bougie.
Yeah.
That looks like there's some expensive shit in there right now.
It's already taken some abuse. There's no scratches, no dents. The locks are fucking awesome.
So it's got locks all around, 6 locks
4
total.
TSA locks.
I can think of a few different ways that we can test out whether or not it would damage some guitars, and that's by putting guitars in it.
That sounds reasonable.
Or at least something that resembles guitars. Quantum Industries, that's a pretty sick name, by the way. Like, that
Quantum
sounds like an
Industries.
80s sci-fi, like, really bad show. Scott Bakula.
Scott Bakula.
Scott Bakula called, he wants his case back.
Scott Bakula.
I'll get Bakula to you on that. All right, so Leon's gonna fucking play around with this dumb thing, and I'm gonna go over here and make a coffee.
Pretty nice. You got another one that,
Well, we were gonna do that Banshee. That thing's so heavy, though.
that thing is very heavy.
I mean, fuck it, right? Should we just YOLO that thing in there? It wouldn't be science unless we decided to throw an expensive Schecter Banshee Elite FRS in there for good measure, because if it hurts this guitar, then I'm putting a death wish out on Quantum Leap. Scott Bakula. If you put the padding in there right, you can open it up and be like, bro, you got a Strandberg?
Nobody reacts like that to a Strandberg.
Well, here we go. Let's hope they're safe. I gotta say, these TSA latches are pretty clean. That is incredibly easy to put on there.
That's so much easier than my other case.
That other case, it's like when you go to a Mayan temple and like the stars have to line up at a certain time of day. That's what it's like to try to put a lid on a Dixon case. Festival guy wants a selfie. He comes up and he wants to just shake your hand, come in for that selfie, but you happen to be leaning on your case drinking a beer.
Right, your classic Punisher.
You just don't really know where this conversation is going, but you know that your guitars are going down.
Yeah.
And so this happens.
Oh my God.
Oh.
That sounded harsh as fuck.
Oh. That didn't go nearly as mellow as I had hoped it would. That sounded real bad.
Rough. Yeah.
Sorry to Schecter Guitars. He's gonna have it back when I'm done. Let's see how the instruments fared. Latches still operate fine. No issue there. All right, so looking at it here, I don't see any signs so far of any damage. I don't see any sawdust. That's always a good sign. The width of these is enough to where if it falls this direction or this direction, it's not going to put any unnecessary stress on the neck. These don't look like they clap together in any way.
We didn't put any padding between the guitars, which I would normally do in any flight case situation.
Right. And the case itself didn't get damaged in any way.
Keep in mind, this guitar has a single bolt on the neck, and that's it.
We had two on this one, but it's still held up just fine.
The moment of truth.
This is an actual guitar, so why don't you see if that thing is even in tune anymore? Inspect it closely. Sounds perfect.
Fuck, all right. Wow.
Nice.
I'm actually like genuinely impressed with this fucking case.
That's a come up right there. That thing's pretty solid. It weighs like a third of what your old one does.
Yeah.
Nicely done. We beat on this thing pretty legit. I mean,
that was a no joke fucking throw to the floor. You want to buy one of these? You can get 10% off by using code LDM10 at quantumindustries.jp.
LDM10?
LDM10.
10% off on one of these?
10% off.
Nice. Everything sucks. My strings might as well suck too. You know what's really funny is like these things are still...
They sound good. I know, it's like you told me that you hadn't changed those strings in that long, and I was just like, it sounds kind of okay.
That's the Ernie Ball Cobalts, man. They last months. So I have this little box that I carry around. It's kind of my green room box. Keep strings and cleaners and all kinds of stuff in here. Tuner.
This one comes from Bastis Garage Band. Important question to me. How can you develop, maintain your guitar skills while being in a relationship? You don't seem to be a Steel Panther type of guy.
How do I keep up with my guitar playing and keep a relationship going? It hasn't been difficult, honestly.
Yeah.
I mean, it takes a little bit of work, but whatever. You know, I mean, so does everything in life. Trying to balance a relationship and my guitar playing, I haven't had to do in a really long time.
Right.
My relationship with my wife and my family life and my home life is more important to me than guitar playing is. You kind of just have to like find spots to fit it in as like regular work. I try to mix something every day. I try to play guitar a little bit every day. So it really hasn't been a very difficult balance at all, especially lately with how much time at home there is. Keep the significant other happy and guitar will just happen naturally. Priorities, man. What?
What's it like growing up in Oregon?
So I'm not originally from Oregon. I was raised sort of all over Southern California. I lived in the Valley, lived in Reseda, I lived in San Diego, I lived in the Mojave Desert, basically all over Southern California. I think I was 14 or 15. My mom had remarried my stepdad. My new stepdad was from Oregon. Uprooted and left and moved to Oregon, and we landed in this little tiny town called Independence.
Where is that?
I don't know. And we were there for like a month or two, it seemed. And then we moved to Salem. That's where I started my freshman year in high school, was in Salem, and that's where I met Crystal.
Oh.
Her locker was next to mine, that's how I met her. Kind of grew up, I guess my teenage years mostly were in Oregon. But I did move back to California a couple times. At this point, I've been in Oregon for so long, and like I've bought a couple of houses in Oregon. Like that makes you an Oregonian.
Riff is ridiculous.
It's a fun one. So as it goes.
Fucking don't show me that riff, show them that riff.
You guys want to see this riff? So that was a riff from Prelude to Obliteration, the first song off of this album here, which you can get the complete guitar transcription for at our video sponsor, Sheet Happens Publishing. They have a few of my albums over there transcribed, including this Conquering Dystopia album. When you pick up one of these books, you also get it in a digital format, so you get the PDF and files to be used in Guitar Pro. You can pretty much load up and attempt to learn some of these insane Loomis solos. There's some nutty stuff in this book. And if you want to know more about how the Conquering Dystopia album was made, you can pick up one of these DVDs that I still have. Put the link in the description. Alright, that's it for this week. Don't forget to leave your question down in the comments section of this video, and it might show up in the next Down to the Merrow. Hey, you guys like this killer dragon bell thing I got when I was in Taipei? Apparently, it'll bestow upon you ancient wisdom when you like, subscribe, and ring the bell. Nothing happened. This thing sucks.